Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm here to be talking about Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game. Now, the game came out earlier this year, I believe in October, and the reason why this video was taking so long to do is because I don't really have that much more free time on my hands as I used to do, especially game reviews. Movie reviews, I try to get at least once a week or something like that, like a video once a week. That's my goal. But a game takes a lot more hours and time in the plane to really digest and just get taken into the world that the creators have made. So I really wanted to finish the game and be fair with it and think it over before I did my video, because I have some things to say. Now first, before I get into it, just know this game has been really successful and everyone's been really loving it, which I am so happy for. I really do think it's great, especially for the superhero genre and gaming, because Marvel's just knocking it out of the park. And it isn't just Insomniac carrying all the weight with the Marvel games. Now you have Square Enix, which did a horrific job. It was so bad with Avengers last year, and a lot of people thought this game would be trash because Square Enix, and I was one of those people. But I realized, and this is the really important thing about this, is that Square Enix published both games, but there are two different people that made it. You have Eidos Montreal, I believe I pronounced it right, who made this game, and Crystal Dynamics, who made Avengers, which, as we saw, Crystal Dynamics is garbage at making superhero games. But these guys here, it's just before I really get into the review, it's just leaps and bounds better, just in every aspect. Now, what is this game about, though? Because throughout the marketing, I didn't really pay attention to marketing, so if you're like me and you didn't really know what this game's about, I'll help you out. So it follows, it's not connected to anything. It's its own thing. And it's just, the Guardians doing their thing. And the main villain basically is this cult who preach what's called the promise or something. And they are trying to basically destroy the galaxy and stuff. I don't really want to dive more into it and really ramble on, but that's basically the thing. And basically the game boils down to some really good action, interesting gameplay, because at first I was a bit hesitant because it doesn't, you don't get to play as everyone. You just play Star-Lord. But when you actually play the game and you really go into it, it actually works pretty well. Each of the characters have their own cool, unique moves. The story is kind of lacking, I'm not gonna lie. It was just kind of an excuse to play as these characters, to be fair. The story was alright, and it was something, but I was mostly there because it's Guardians. I didn't really care about the story that much. Near the end, though, I was getting interested. I'm not gonna lie. Near the end, because of just all the, there's just so much wackiness and so much craziness. They introduced, so many characters that we haven't really seen fully, on the big screen stuff before. We've seen Cosmo in the first Guardians for, a few seconds, but here he's, an actual character. And he's so adorable, and it's just so great. Adam Warlock shows up in this thing. That was great. Fin Fang Foom. There's lots of stuff from the comics and stuff that we haven't really gotten a chance to experience fully. So it was really cool that they're picking different stuff from the sandbox, basically, to explore and try to, have fun with. And I really do appreciate that. And the characters, I'm not gonna lie, at first they looked kind of weird to me, and just how some of them talked, it just didn't feel right. It took me a few chapters to really get adjusted to it, but once I was adjusted to it, because I don't know if it was just me, but some of them sounded off, especially Rocket, because I'm used to god-tier voice actors like Bradley Cooper and Nolan North doing Rocket. And so this guy, who I don't really know his name, sorry, I don't really know their names, they aren't really well known. But they all did good jobs, is what I'm trying to say. They all did really solid jobs. Even the guy who did Rocket, it took me a bit, because Rocket is my favorite character. So it's a crucial line to get that character right for me, because there's so many emotions and layers to this character just from the performance, because he acts all cynical and rude and all that type of stuff, but inside it's a broken character, which is why I love him so much. So I think there's little seeds planted throughout that made this a fantastic performance from him in particular, because they do seeds throughout about his past and stuff, and then he overcomes some obstacles he had that when he was experimented on stuff, and it was just fantastic. And they do stuff like that, Drax has a sequence, you know, when he's trying to let go of his family he lost, Gamora over the stuff with Thanos and all that, Peter Quill losing his mom, and so on and so forth. It's just, they do these personal stuff with the characters that are sprinkled throughout the story that keep you invested and want to keep playing the game. And that's one of the biggest praises I have with the game, because the story is iffy, but it picks up. But the main thing I'm here for is the characters and the struggles they go through and the journey that they are going through. That's why most of us are here, I would say, because this iteration is really good. I really have fun with this game, but it's not a perfect game, as I want to say, because a lot of people are saying it's 10 out of 10. It won Best Narrative at the Game Awards, and everyone's hyping it up as Game of the Year. I'm sorry, guys. It isn't. It really isn't. I wanted it to be, right? When I'm playing it and seeing all the hype, I was so happy that this game was getting all the success and stuff. But there's so many... I know this happens with a lot of games at launch, but I had 3 blue screens on my game throughout playing this. I had bugs happen everywhere. There was lots of times where I couldn't really progress with my story. The stuff like that really hindered my experience, to be fair. I don't want to downgrade too much, because they did fix most of it by the time I was able to finish it. But that shouldn't, like, for that point, because I've played games at launch that never did that. Like, the Spider-Man games never I had issues with like that. So, I mean, maybe it's personal preference, and I'm not going to hinder it that much on my actual rating. But I just thought I'd mention it, that the game was kind of unplayable in some aspects. Not as bad as others like Avengers or Cyberpunk. Leaps and bounds better than that. So that's good. And it looks really great. And another thing is the tunes that they have in here, the music, because of course you have to have, you know, the mixtape, all the music from Star-Lord's mixtape. It's fantastic. You have songs like Holding Out for a Hero, which is one of my all-time favorites, The Final Countdown, and so forth. So many excellent sound choices. It's just fantastic. And what's cool is the game gives you a chance to like really replay it, because there's collectibles to learn more about the lore and other outfits to collect, which you, unless you look up a guide, you aren't going to find them all in one playthrough. So it's just pretty awesome that you can really dive into that type of stuff and really just have fun with everything they created. It has a replayability value. Overall, this game I thought was really fun. I'm so glad I got it. I had a blast with it. There are some nitpicks, as I have mentioned, about it, but because I was really leaning on where I should rate it, but overall, thinking about it and looking back on it, compared to other games I've played, like, and there isn't really that much that I was able to replay recently, I was glad I got this game, and I'm glad I put my time into it, because it was a fun game. I really did enjoy it. So those were my thoughts on the Guardians of the Galaxy game. So, what'd you all think of it if you've had a chance to play it, and do you think it is Game of the Year and best game ever, or do you think it was a bit overrated and you like it, but you don't think it's like best, you know, like me, kind of? Please let me know down below. I would really love to hear your guys' thoughts on this game. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm so happy to get this video out, and be on the lookout for more videos. Like, I plan on reviewing Survivor Season 41. Of course, Spider-Man's the big talk of the town. Everyone's hyping that movie up. I plan on seeing that Sunday, because Sunday's one of my other days off. So I'm definitely planning on reviewing it by Sunday, when Hawkeye finishes and so forth. Thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to me. And if you want to hit the subscribe button and the bell as well to get notified when I upload. And I'll see you all later. Bye.